I am waiting to see myself go live on here and then I'll start. But tonight we're going to be talking about being gentle with yourself. And so, hope y'all doing great. Just give me 1 minute to see myself go live here. And then we'll go. And then we'll do this. Hope y'all having a good day. Hope y'all having a good year. Like a new year has come in. I don't think I've gone live since the new year started. So, wow. So, happy new year. It's taken quite a bit of time for it to go live on my side for me to see it. I know somebody's there. If you're in the chat or if you're watching live right now, I don't know where you're watching from, but if you could type in the chat and say hi, give me some energy and let me know you're here. But if I don't pop up soon, I'm just gonna get started. I wanted to be able to share this on my other pages, but it's not popping up on my end. I don't know why. They don't want me to see myself. Love to see myself. But yeah, today I wanted to talk about be gentle with yourself. And man, it's been a minute since I've been live. So, all right, I guess I'm just gonna move forward because it's not popping up. Go live on Instagram. And let's get started. So, hey, Instagram. Hey, live on Instagram, y'all. Excuse my appearance. I just realized I still got my sash on from a board meeting a little while ago. I was just sitting here and I said, you know what? I'm going to go live. It's been a minute. I got some information today that I wanted to be able to share. I'm looking rough with an F, not a GH. This is a whole ROUF happening right now. But sometimes when you get good information, you have to share. So I'm going to pull up my post from earlier because many of you guys know I served in the military. Very proud of it. And, many of us that served in the military had a rough go at it, but we don't talk about it because if you ask us again if we'll do it all over again, the answer is usually yes. Like, no matter how rough it was, you'll usually do it all over again. So today I had a meeting with a new readjustment counselor. It's my second meeting with him. And it was a great meeting, but I won't say but. It was a great meeting. And in the meeting, I'm still looking to see if I'm live, y'all. In the meeting, he shared some information with me that I had never heard before. And being someone who does psych for a living, my higher degrees are in psych. I have a master's in leadership coaching psychology, a postmaster's in applied forensic psychology, and a almost PhD. I'm 3 classes and a dissertation away from a PhD in general psychology, but I look at negative behaviors and how it's the social, biological, and neurological sides combined that actually shape and determine negative behavior. And so I love the mind, I love mindset, right? And so I like information, and because all of my psych degrees touch a different part of psychology, and I did that intentionally because I believe that if you're going to be an expert at something, you should understand how the mind works in multiple different areas. And I'm not saying that people who don't and people who do it differently and they only focus on one thing, that light made it so much better. I see myself clearer, which is probably a bad thing because I'm rough. But I'm not saying that people who only have one area of psychology are not experts. They're experts at exactly what it is they do. For me, because I come at it from a mindset side, I wanted more of a robust, look at psychology and the mind. And so when I learn new things, I'm always like, because I never heard of it or thought of it that way. And I've been at this for a while, right? And so basically what I was told today, let me find it again, is that, that's a note from my daughter about fish. That's not what I'm looking for. So basically what he said, and he said this to me, and this is what I'm saying, be gentle with yourself. So what he said to me was, a regular everyday person who doesn't have any mental issues or triggers or anything like that, they more than likely will suffer from 2 to 3 mood dysregulations a week. 2 to 3 per week. So a mood dysregulation would be something like an anger episode, a depressive episode, anxiety, some form of mild or extreme psychosis, something, right? But they'll have only 2 to 3 a week. Whereas someone who served in the military, and more than likely police officers too, but we were speaking from a military or militaristic perspective, someone who served in the military will have, wait, the caveat. Someone who served in the military who also has PTSD will have 5 to 7 mood dysregulations per day. So we're talking 2 to 3 a week for someone who hasn't served in the military and, just going on about their life. 2 to 3 a week versus 5 to 7 a day, which works out to about 35 to 49 a week. Can you even imagine? And so, and there are some people who you don't have to have served in the military. You can have stress in your life, and that stress can push you to having 5 to 7 a day. 5 to 7 a day. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, and I will say that being home from the pandemic has saved me a lot because Road Rage and I were best friends, and I don't want to be that friend, right? I don't want to be your best friend, Road Rage, but we were besties. Like, we were hanging in there tough. And being home, it's like, I told somebody one day, I was like, oh, I just feel so not stressed. And then it hit me, child, because you ain't on the road. Like, you are home, just dealing with people on Zoom. And if you mad at people on Zoom like that, when you want to throw something at them, then you got some issues, child. Yeah, aside from the ones you have. So anyway, if you are in a place and space and time in your own life where you find that you are having 5 to 7 mood dysregulations a day, that can wear you out. That can drain you in ways you have never been drained before. That can hurt you in ways you've never been hurt before. And a lot of times we're not conscious of it, right? We are going about our daily day. We are doing our own thing. And these mood dysregulations are happening. And because we are taught from little kids to compartmentalize, we stuff it somewhere. We're sticking it in places. And before you know it, that saying, we're sweeping things under the rug, right? We're constantly sweeping things under the rug. And so at some point, either the stuff under the rug gets too high and you can't walk on it, or you pull back that rug and something falls out, or you start telling somebody about one incident and not all of them, but now you're unpacking the rug. And let me tell you, it's not easy to pack that sucker back. That's why a lot of people can't deal with traditional therapy. They can't deal with going to talk to somebody, because what your body understands and what your mind understands in that connection is that once you start unpacking that, it doesn't go back. You ever bought something from the store, like an electronic item, and they have it really packed in there, right? You got all the bubble wrap, and you have the foam, and you have the cushion, and you have the styrofoam, like it's protecting whatever you bought, a TV or whatever. And something's wrong with it, and you need to take it back to the store. Does it go back in the box the same way? No. You're like, how do you get all this dang on styrofoam in here? Like, how do you get this? Where's the tape? How do you get this in here? It's like you open up a Jack in the Box and that sucker comes out. I saw these boxes today, these birthday boxes, where you can order people these kind of like these birthday bento boxes. And when they open it, the box kind of explodes. And okay, it's cool. You get candy and you get cake and you get all that stuff that explodes. But then I saw something. I saw every box. They had these, I don't know if they were live or real because they probably died, but these flying butterflies were flying at people. I said, you know what? Please, please don't ever give me one of those boxes. At first I was like, that's so cool. Until the butterflies were flying in people's faces. I can see me now. I will turn over the table. I'm out of there. Like, that would scare the crap out of me. People know. If you really know me, you know. You cannot boo me. You cannot jump out at me and say boo or try to scare me, because I'm probably not going to speak to you for about a week or two. Like, I'm done with you for a little while. Like, if I accept you back in my life, you're blessed. I don't like that. I don't like any of that. Haunted houses, I would fight somebody. Like, I'd be in jail. I've been in, broke somebody's nose in a haunted house. So I can't do any of that, right? So when things pop out of a box, it's hard to get them stuffed back in the exact same way. And that's kind of like our emotions and our triggers have triggered something to explode in us. And it's hard to go find the pieces of something that exploded and put it back, right? It's hard to get that back. It's like a firecracker when it goes off. You can't go out there and pick up all the little pieces of a firecracker and put it back together. But what most people will do is they'll make you feel bad because you had an explosion, or they'll make you feel bad because you had a mood dysregulation, and they kind of want you to believe that you should be able to handle yourself a little better. And I said to myself all the time, I tell myself all the time, to know you should be able to work this through a little better, especially with what you know about the mind and mindset. But it doesn't always work out that way, right? So be gentle with yourself. You know, are you having mood dysregulations? Are they uncontrollable? Most are, right? Unless you take the time to know and understand your triggers, some of them are going to get the best of you. Some of them are going to like knock you out, you know, but you know, just like a boxing match. And I'm about to mess up because I don't know that much about boxing because I see blood and stuff and I don't want to watch that. But you got time to get up from the mat, right? So a trigger is really just a lesson. The trigger is just really saying to you, here's something that you need to learn about yourself. Here's something that you need to know about yourself. And the more I approach you and the more I get you to act outside of the behaviors that you wanted to exhibit, then the more you're going to learn about yourself to be able to honor yourself and know who you are, so that I can't come up and sneak you again. You know, it's like, I listen really well. Hey, Dr. Sims, I listen really well now. I mean, you know, coming out of the military, I hear everything, right? And so I can hear you coming, I can hear you tiptoeing, I can hear you whisper. I hear whispers better than I hear conversation. People know that if you're talking to me full on and you're in my face talking to me, I may go, what you say? Because I don't hear you, I'm deaf. But if you go 5 blocks down the street and you start whispering, I hear everything. My niece used to tell her friends, and my daughter would tell her friends, don't whisper it, she's gonna hear you. Just talk. I tune that out. I tune talking out. But the minute you start whispering, it's like, what you say? What you say? What they say? You gonna do what? Don't do that. Right? But it's like a trigger is the same as a whisper. The trigger is saying to you, really, it's a warning. It's saying, look, I got you. I got you. I got you again. Ooh, I got you again. At some point, you got to make it to where I don't get you again. So you need to learn the trigger. Learn what it feels like when it's approaching you. It's going to feel the same way. It's going to approach you the same way. Do you feel tightness in your chest? Does your head hurt? Like, I've carried a migraine now for 3.5 days. This migraine is trying to kick my patootie. And I ignore it as much as possible. And when I'm not able to ignore it, blah, blah. When I'm not able to ignore it, and when I have to talk about it, it's even worse. Like right now, it's like, hey, here I am. And it's like, okay, go back. Go back to where you were. Nobody needs you right now, right? A trigger is kind of like that. A trigger is saying, I'm showing up in the same way every single time. I'm really just a lesson. And I need you to understand me and feel me and process me, so that in the future, I can't do this to you again. In the future, I can't catch you like that again. In the future, I can't jump out and say, boo, right? And scare the crap out of you. Because if you get it at this level, if you get it when I keep approaching you and you know what I feel like, then now I don't own you, you own me. And you can kind of determine how this trigger makes you go. You can kind of determine the flow of your life now based on what you know about me approaching, right? Am I tiptoeing? Do you hear me? Because I'm coming on full steam. You just need to be able to control it before it gets out of hand. And so really, today was just a quick message. I just wanted to talk about be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. You know, like somebody asked me one day, because I'm very vulnerable, I tell everything. And that's one of my gifts. I'm supposed to tell everything because I'm supposed to help people make it through their journey, right? And that's what God tapped me to do when I came to earth. And so somebody asked me, they said, well, you're not embarrassed that you tell some of this stuff and psychology is your jam, right? Psychology is what you do. You're not embarrassed. I was like, no, we teach that which we most need to learn. That is Eastern philosophy. If you can't tell by the things behind me, and if I showed you my office, I am very much into Eastern philosophy. because it's, to me, it's the meditative, calming way. It's teaching you who you are so that you can find ways to control your behavior and love yourself in the midst of it, right? So, no, I'm not embarrassed to tell people that I have episodes. I'm not embarrassed to tell people that I see a readjustment counselor or a counselor or a therapist or psychologist. Some days I'm like, okay, somebody find me a shrink today. I don't want your medicine, but I need somebody to, there's some stuff happening up here. What's happening up here? How come I can't fix it? And it's not to be fixed. They're all just triggers and they're warnings. And they're just reminders that if you pay attention before it approaches, then it won't get out of hand. And sometimes in my case, I pay attention to all of it, so I stuff it somewhere. I feel it coming and I stuff it somewhere. I normally go live on Sundays. I haven't gone live in 2 weeks on Sundays. And part of the reason is because I'm so stuffed right now that I didn't feel like I had anything to actually give. You know, like I've had this migraine since Sunday, and that's why, because on Sunday I kept saying to Noah, I wasn't gentle with myself. To Noah, go live. I had people texting me, people sending me inboxes on Facebook. Hey, are you going live? I haven't seen you. Hey, you going live? And I started to feel bad and I can't breathe. I started to hyperventilate because I feel like I'm letting them down. But at the same time, I can't give from an empty pot, right? So I have to be gentle with myself. I have to practice self-care, because here's the deal about me. And I know this because God wouldn't have put me here and given me this task if it weren't true. I have a lot to share. I have a lot to give, but not when I'm in the space of not practicing self-care, because I'm too busy fighting the trigger and stuffing it than I am being able to hear what people need and being able to provide what people need. So today's message, just from the heart, from my heart to yours, be gentle with yourself. Understand and know that you are either going to be in that bracket of having 2 to 3 mood dysregulations a week, or 5 to 7 a day. And of course, it could be 3 a day. It doesn't have to be 5 to 7 exactly. It could be 1 a day. But whatever it is, if you're having some sort of mood dysregulation every single day, know that it's okay to go talk to somebody. It's okay to find you somebody who can have your ear and be able to help you through your process. But B, I forgot. But I think B is, so it's okay to talk to somebody, but it's okay for you to know that you're still strong regardless of what you're going through, right? And then C, if you don't talk to anybody professionally, find you somebody who, not the people who are going to compete with your bad news, right? Everybody has them people in them lives. Everybody has those type of people in their lives, right? You say, girl, I'm having a bad day. And then they have to one up your bad day. They have to one up your issue by telling you about their issue. They have to one up your challenge by making it seem like their life is worse, right? Not that person. But find you somebody who, on the side of wanting to make sure you're okay, wanting to make sure you're empowered, wanting to make sure that you are giving your best and your all, find that person to tap into, and let them know where you stand. Find that buddy that you can kind of have somebody to be like, I need to get this off my chest. Don't carry it alone, because I'm telling you, it's dangerous. Because when it blows up, it's like that firecracker. And are you going to really go out there and look for all them little bitty pieces to try to put it back together? No. But if you find a place to be able to divulge and tell your story, then your story no longer has that type of power. And that's because once you tell the story, now you understand the triggers. You understand where they came from, and you understand what you've been protecting yourself against all this time. So, again, last time, be gentle with yourself. It is okay. You don't have to have it all together every single day. That is a misnomer and an untruth. And people who make you feel that way, wish them well in their journey. Because think about it, we look up to all these people who are out there in the world doing big things in a really, really, really big way. But ask yourself, are they doing it alone? No, they have staff, they have people, right? They have some help. Sorry, my screen just went black. Okay. They have some help somewhere. And so if they're not doing it by themselves, where are you? And then holding yourself accountable to that vision where you're saying, you know, I'm comparing myself to somebody in the 1% who has help. I don't have any, but I'm still saying if they could do it, I could do it. And that is true. That is true. Y'all know my motto. If they anything that anybody else can do, you can do. There's no division. I don't have to see myself as less than. I would never see myself as less than. The problems come in what I believe I'm supposed to be doing, right? Not the comparing myself to others, but comparing myself to my belief of what I was supposed to do that day, and then being hindered due to the mood dysregulations. And some of the mood dysregulations are because I'm on the hamster wheel of what I was supposed to do. Come on, how many of you, right? So let's fix that. Let's fix the what we believe we are supposed to do. You know, that saying, don't shit on yourself. Don't shit all over yourself. Don't tell yourself what you should do or what you're supposed to do. Look at what it is you are purposed to do and make a plan and just work that plan every single day. And when you find yourself unable to breathe, when you find yourself in a space and place and time where you are feeling sad or depressed or lonely, find you somebody to talk to. And if you can't, I always say this, reach out to me. Because at the end of the day, this world was not intended for us to live it alone. Yeah, we came in alone, unless you're a twin or triplet or quadruplet or something like that. You came in this world alone, and even they come out one by one. But you came in the world alone, you got to leave alone. We don't know what happens on the other side of this journey. I don't know how many of you guys I'll meet up with again on the other side of this journey. But I know while we're in this journey together, let's be in this journey together. If you need something, reach out. Find you some people to reach out to. I have that song stuck in my head now. Count on me through thick and thin, a friendship that will never end. When you are weak, I will be strong, helping you to carry on. Count on me, I will be there. Don't be afraid. You can count on me. And you should count on you. Be gentle with yourself. All right, no comments in the chat. No questions or anything like that. So I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to go take my sash off from a meeting. I just sat here after the meeting and zoned on out and then went live. So I will see y'all hopefully on Sunday. If not, I will definitely be back in February. I'm going to be gentle with myself and take the time to like get me back together before I come on and try to tell other people how to get themselves back together. But sometimes the best message that you could receive from somebody telling you to work it through is a person who's what? Working it through. Yes. All right. So I will see y'all sometime soon. Be gentle with yourself. Love y'all. Have a good one. Bye.